the backstory of how all of this came together, beyond just the miraculous play and the grab. You were known for you're a special teams guy, an all-pro special teams guy at that. But Plaxico Burress sprained his knee leading up to Super Bowl week, and that gave you more reps in practice. And going into the Super Bowl or the regular season, you had like 4 catches for 35 yards. It's not like you had many reps, and you didn't even have a very good practice week. But it ends up, you scored the first touchdown in the fourth quarter for the Giants, and then you end up with the helmet catch that goes down in Super Bowl lore.
Yeah, I mean, the backdrop is really part of what makes it so special. No one will ever allow me to live down the Friday practice. Amazing how one horrible practice turns into a whole bad week of practice. But
how bad was it, though?
It was bad. It was historic bad.
Okay.
It was historic bad practice, just like the catch was a historic great catch. So I'm grateful on both ends. And I think it's just about resilience. It's the metaphor about the human experience and how one can be chosen for a moment, chosen to overcome immeasurable obstacles. It's one of those, made for the human experience type of things. And that was just something I do feel like I was chosen for. So it has a lot of meaning. I know for sports fans all across the moment, they've been inspired by it. And I'm just grateful to have that, to continue to give back and continue to just do my best as a person to live up to the moment.
And, of course, the Giants beat the Patriots. They gave it the first loss of that season.
Forget that.
Yeah, I'll definitely mention that. Here's another detail to the second half of that game. If you were to poll the average fan and say, okay, at halftime of Super Bowl 42, which player is going up to Eli Manning and saying, hey, I'm going to do this to get us back in the game? I don't know where you'd be on the list, David, but you were the guy. What did you tell Eli at halftime, and what made you go up to him and tell him that you wanted the football?
Well, it wasn't. I personally didn't have any significant. Who knows what's going on in the adrenaline of a game? But there wasn't any significant moments during the game or at halftime. I think what Eli and I myself, what we had was trust. I was always a special teamer who was fighting for that third wide receiver position. Eli was coming up as an emerging franchise quarterback, and it never worked in those few years prior to. And that was a cold season for me, as far as contributing. Those 4 catches came in one game. So I think what we did have was trust and belief in one another, because I was a heady player, I was a smart player, and I was a gritty player. The respect was there, and I think the trust was there, and that's what gave him, the confidence to give me that opportunity, not just with the go-ahead touchdown, but of course heaving it across the field in the middle of the field, which is probably the worst thing you could do in that situation.
David, you said a key word there, confidence. I feel like I've watched every piece of documentary footage about that season and about that game. I've watched the America's game that was on NFL Network. I recently watched Man in the Arena, which was Tom Brady's perspective of that moment, the episode where Michael Strahan was a part of the episode. And what strikes me every time was you had this all-time great undefeated team, but there was this sense of confidence with your group. And the more you hear from Patriots players, there was a sense of, when they were going against the Giants. And part of that confidence stems from that last week of the regular season or late in the regular season. Where did you guys gain that confidence in that game, and how did that carry over? And did you feel that the whole week leading into that Super Bowl?
Absolutely. I think, when I consider that team and the way it was built, the roster through the years, we were just built for it tough. We had the lines man down. The Giants always had a history of defensive line. We had that tradition burning through. We had young talent. We had the Michael Strahan. And on the other side, we had that emerging stalwart of offensive line. And we had the pieces in place. And it was really just about our emerging leader kind of spreading his wings. And everything came to play toward the end of that season, where the belief really kind of connected, that kinetic energy. And we began to just pile it on. So once we knew everybody has a little chink in the armor. It's just a matter of whether you can find it. I think even in the loss, that last regular season game, we knew that we had what it takes to actually beat the best team in the National Football League. It was just our quest to actually get that rematch.
Was it as hard to read Eli Manning and what he was thinking or feeling for a teammate as much as it is for someone just watching him on television? Because I can never tell with that guy. He does not wear his emotions on his sleeve. Was it difficult for you, even as his receiver, to know what's going through his head at times?
I don't think it was difficult because Eli was really intelligent. He was well prepared, and he just didn't exude the kind of confidence that everybody is comfortable with in the quarterback role in that position. Meaning, like, nothing in his face would give you the indicators that this is the guy I can bank down my life savings on. And I think that was the mystery and the beauty of his entire career in New York, is that he was the same. Aside from those uncomfortable faces that, I think we all had those moments, the Eli faces. But no, he was consistently the same, and his confidence was in his preparation, his belief in himself, and his belief in team, and constantly being that guy that would show up each day, and not just show up, but get up. And that's what allowed him to emerge into the leader of that amazing franchise throughout that run.